Hello beautiful ones, welcome to your practice today. Today will be about increasing awareness as well as opening and strengthening the upper back and the shoulders today. So you will need a towel or a blanket that you can roll up into a small roll, and if you're like me and have a blanket that is quite thick, then you might only roll it up part of the way and leave the rest of the unrolled blanket there for you to place your head on. So go ahead and place your rolled up blanket or towel about 3/4 of the way or 2/3 of the way up the mat, and come and lay back on the rolled up blanket or towel with the shoulder blades resting on top of the blanket roll, the head resting behind, and the arms opening out wide in a letter T shape or a cactus shape above the rolled up blanket. I'll meet you there. And sometimes it can take a little bit of fixing. So if you get there and you find that it's not comfortable, or maybe your chin is lifted really high, much higher than the forehead, then you might come up, unroll the blanket or towel a little, make the roll a little smaller and come back down, or just find the right place for you so that you do really feel the shoulder blades settling, sitting on top of the roll. And open the arms above the roll and stretch the legs out long. And just take a moment to feel yourself draping over the roll like a heavy velvet curtain. The front body is open, receptive. And the back body supported by the mat and the rolled up blanket or towel. Bringing our awareness to the breath and just watching as the breath travels into the body, fills the lungs all the way up to the space beneath the collarbones. Long, easy, smooth exhalations and inhalations. And when you're ready, we'll bring the legs together. Flex the feet so the toes reach or flex up towards the ceiling. And the legs are active and anchoring down onto the mat. And we'll lift the head a little, interlace the hands behind the head, elbows wide, and then rest the head and the hands back down again. Let's take a full breath in. And on your next exhalation, we'll curl up with the head, the neck and the shoulders and look towards the toes. Keep the elbows wide and resist the head back into the hands. Let's inhale and release, gently lowering back down again, elbows wide. And exhale, curling up once again, looking towards the toes. Inhale to lower. And let's practice 3 more. Exhale to curl up. Inhale to lower. Exhale. Inhale, releasing back and down. Last one. Exhale. Inhale to lower once again. And then exhale, release the arms back out into your soft cactus or your wide T shape. Take a full breath in here. And let the breath go. Let's bend the knees, bring the soles of the feet onto the mat and just gently roll to a side. Press yourself up off your blanket roll. Unroll the blanket or the towel and just fold it up. We'll pop it off to one side and use it later. But now we'll come and lay on our left side, knees bent, straight out from the hips. Right knee stacks on top of left knee. And we'll interlace the hands again behind the skull. Lay down and draw the elbows in alongside the head. On your next inhale, keeping the knees stacked and the pelvis pretty steady, let's gently open the top elbow up and back. And then exhale to return. Couple more, just rinse and repeat this sweet movement, easing into the upper back with gentle rotational movement here as we open and close the elbows. One more. And the next time the elbows come toward one another, release the interlace, press the top hand down into the mat. Let's come up and switch sides, swing the legs around, lay on the right side. Both knees stacked, knees in line with the hips. Cup the back of the skull with the interlace of the hands and just beginning again, opening the top elbow upward and back and returning. And of course, each side might feel quite different. Mine definitely does. So acknowledging our asymmetry, perfectly asymmetrical, perfectly imperfect. Wherever you are, two more. Last one. And the next time the elbows draw in again, let us release. Press down. Come and sit up and let's come onto all fours, hands and knees. Wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. And we'll just start with gentle cat-cow movement. Arching and rounding through the spine. See if you can invite a little bit of movement in a lot of places in the spine. It's very common for us to move mostly in the lower back. That would be normal. But maybe emphasizing and nudging just a little bit more movement and space into the thoracic spine, the mid-back, the mid-upper back area. And after your next round, so one more full round of cat-cow. And after the exhalation into cat pose, let's inhale and find neutral spine. Crown of head lengthening forward. Sides of the neck long. Shoulders drawing down away from the ears and the tops of the thighs and the sitting bones reaching back. Let's curl the toes under and lift the knees off the mat. Find hovering tabletop for a moment here. Knees about 5 centimeters or so up off the mat. Front ribs gently lifting, sideways lifting. Take another in-breath. And then we'll exhale and lift the hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Take 2 or 3 breaths here, beautiful ones, and just enjoy this downward dog of the practice. Easing into the body and allowing the awareness to travel around the full circumference of your heart. So not just the front, but noticing the sides, the space underneath the armpits, and the space in the upper back, the back of the heart, if you like. Take another inhale. And next exhale, we'll step our right foot forward between the hands and lower the left knee onto the mat. Bring both hands to the front thigh and lift the chest upwards. See if you can have a sense here of the front of the pelvis and the hip points, the bony parts of the front of the pelvis lifting upwards. And the back, the top rim of the back of the pelvis lengthening downwards. So it's a little bit like a wheel. And then we'll reach the arms up overhead. Steady breath. We'll bring right hand to left wrist and lean up and over gently to the right, and just take this opportunity to breathe into the left side of the body, especially the left side of that, the heart, the upper outer left arm, left shoulder. Returning to center, re-reach the arms, lift up. And any amount gently leaning up and back. Very little, gentle little back bend here. And we'll exhale, hands to the mat. Tuck your back toes under. Lift the back knee up. Take an in-breath here. Heart draws forward, shoulders drawing down the back. And exhale, step back. Downward dog. Inhaling in down dog, and exhale, left foot forward, right knee lowers, both hands to front thigh lifting, up again. Attuning to that pelvic wheel, if you like, the front of the pelvis lifting up, and the tail, the back of the pelvis heavy, anchoring down, and reaching up when you're ready. It's nice to open up a little and release a little through the front of the hip and thigh, which is also an important part of the whole body posture, if you like. Left hand to right wrist, and let's lean up and over to the left. This time awareness might be traveling into the right side ribs, right armpit, outer border of the right shoulder blade, right outer upper arm. We'll return to center, reach up, and as you lift the chest, gently leaning up and back. Next exhale, hands down, tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, chest forward, breathing in here, offering the chest forward. And this time we'll exhale and step our back foot forward, Uttanasana. Halfway lift, inhale. And take this lovely opportunity in halfway lift to lift the shoulders today about the height of the hips. So that might mean hands come to the shins. Slide the shoulders down the back. but also lift them onto the back so that the heart is bright and reaching forward beyond the top of the mat. Take another in-breath here and exhale, fold. Again, inhale, lengthen halfway, Ardha Uttanasana. And exhale, fold, Uttanasana. One more, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. And we'll bend the knees, sit the hips back and down. Come into an easy Utkatasana chair pose. Reach the arms behind you, interlace the fingers, and reach the knuckles straight down beyond your tail. Notice how as you have the hands interlaced behind you and squeeze the shoulder blades toward one another, there's a blossoming open of the front of the chest. And then any amount you might just gently lift the hands away from the back of the pelvis. And keeping this, let's fold forward over the legs. Notice if the shoulders have slid back up towards the ears and gently slide them up, back up towards the tail. So the shoulder blades are sliding up the back towards the tail as the head hangs and the neck is long and free. One more in-breath. And then we'll exhale and let the hands go. And you might bend the knees and hop back, downward facing dog. Yay, that was fun. Inhale, let's glide forward to plank pose. And then we'll just be here a breath or two. So you're welcome to lower the knees down onto the mat for a little bit of extra support here. As we sense into this feeling of the shoulders drawing down the back and the heart reaching or extending forward beyond the top of the mat. Notice if your head has dropped off the pearl necklace of your spine and gently lift it up so that it is in line with the rest of the spine. Take one more in-breath. And then whether you have the knees lowered or not, exhale to lower the knees, bend the elbows, keep the chest drawing forward as you lower slowly all the way down onto the mat. Okay, let's play here with some prone back bends, which just means that we're laying on our belly. And they're really wonderful ways to strengthen through the back chain of the body, through the muscles that support the spine and in the upper back, which is so helpful for cultivating beautiful posture. So let us reach the arms forward, turn the palms in towards one another today, and we'll have the arms in a V shape so that hands are wider than the shoulders. And then when you're ready, rest the arms down, rest the outer edges of the hands down, and also rest the forehead down on the mat. And let's start with alternate leg and arm. So on the in-breath, raise the right arm and the left leg, reaching long, and exhale to lower. Inhale, raise left arm, right leg. Exhale, lower. Inhale, right arm, left leg. Exhale, lower. Inhale, left arm, right leg. Exhale, lower. Now keeping the forehead down and the legs down. Raise both arms, reaching forward, long through the fingertips. And when you're ready, lift the chest, lift the head, and maybe float the legs. Oh, wow. And maybe there's a little bit of alternate arm and leg swimming here. One more breath. This is strong, I know. And then we'll exhale and release. Bend the elbows, stack the hands, rest the forehead. Take a moment to soften. We'll slide the hands back alongside the heart. Hug the upper arms in alongside the body. Slide the shoulders down the back. Curl the toes under, firm the legs. Heart is already reaching forward, extending straight forward. Take an in-breath. And exhale, let's press to plank pose. Our last plank of the practice. Take an in-breath here. And exhale, hips up and back, downward facing dog. Easy breath, down dog. And we'll lower the knees to the mat and let us find our blanket. Take your folded up blanket or towel, whatever you have been using, and we'll use it to sit on now. So we'll come into any easy cross-legged seat. Actually, let's come into Sukhasana. Right shin crossing in front of left shin. Center of the shins crossing in front of the navel. Feet towards opposite knees. And we'll bring back of left hand or wrist or forearm to the outside of the right knee and turn to the right. Right hand diagonally back behind you. And as you turn around yourself to the right, see if you can sense what that front shoulder, your left shoulder, is doing. Maybe it's lifted and slid forward a little. Can you gently draw it back and down so the left collarbone is really broad? Head above the heart, above the pelvis. Inhaling to find length. Exhaling to enjoy the twist. Turn your head, turn your gaze back over the front shoulder. Take a breath in. And exhale, let's release and switch sides. We'll bring the left shin in front of the right. And let us bring back of right hand or forearm or wrist to the left knee and gently turn to the left. Once again, even though you're turning to the left, bring your attention to your front shoulder, which is now your right shoulder. Gently sliding it back and down. And notice if when you do this, it actually draws you a little more upright. We'll turn the gaze back over the front shoulder, back over the right shoulder. And then we'll release. Adjust the legs so that you can sit comfortably, kneeling, cross-legged, or maybe just sitting on your sofa to close. Let the hands settle. You might roll the shoulders up and back and down, and just feel how it feels to allow the shoulder blades to just settle sweetly where they belong, on the ribs, on the upper back. The front of the chest is open as the tops of the shoulders are long, shoulders down away from the ears. Gently nestling the back of your skull, back and up, sides of the neck along. and the head alighting at the top of the spinal column, above the rib cage, above the pelvis. Sensing into the architecture of your body as you sit like this, with this beautiful posture. And also the energy of this, how it feels for you. Take a final deep breath in and a long, smooth exhale. Thank you, beautiful ones, for sharing your practice. If you enjoyed it, please feel free to subscribe so you stay up to date when new practices are released. And if you would like to dive a little deeper and enjoy full-length practices, then those are available on my Patreon, and the link is in the description below. Peace, peace, peace. I look forward to practicing with you next time.